guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is episode. Been keeping it moving, been getting a few films, just trying to keep up the pace. And we've got a really exciting guest there actually today. Man of many talents, lots of ventures and all that sort of stuff. Very big influential person in the UK scene. But yeah, we've got Franklin King's Trainers. How you doing, man?
Cool. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
It's all good, man?
Yeah.
You all good?
Yeah, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
That's all good. No worries. So, yeah, quite a few bits and pieces to cover that I'm curious about. I'm sure people are curious about. There may be a little bit of overlap, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit selfish in the sense that I want to know for myself and kind of hear it from the man yourself.
Got you.
But yeah, there's loads and loads of bits to cover. But like initially, so with these podcasts, I normally try and basically understand, because I've said this before, I've said it so many times, but when you have, like when you look at like the general population of people, a lot of people will be like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to start a brand, I want to like, you know, go do marketing or whatever it may be, or start up a business. 99% of those people won't do it. But then there's like that 1% that's like a special type of person that actually goes, says they're going to do it, starts doing it, and then gets it done.
Yeah.
So that's always like, that's kind of like the gist of this podcast, and that's kind of like the lane that we try to go down.
Got you.
But to kind of get a bit more of an understanding of that, I like to go right back to kind of like the beginning of kind of like everything. Mm-hmm. So, from your perspective, kind of what was it like for you, like growing up as a kid? Like what kind of like started this from the very beginning? Like what was school like and all that sort of stuff?
Okay, nice one. Nah, I appreciate it. So, yeah, I mean, you know, King of Trainers name, you know, it came from like the early 80s. You know, I know I look young. But it came from the early 80s. My mum loved tennis, she loved Prospect Park. She'll buy me the trainers that he wore when he won the Wimbledon Championship. And then from there, I'll literally be buying, well, she would buy me nice trainers. Back in those days, to have a nice pair of trainers. It was not that high as now. All these kids, they got Yeezys and stuff, sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, back then it was, oh wow, like, you know. And then that's kind of how it started. And then my nickname was King of Trainers from like a very young age.
Nice.
You know, growing up in Tottenham. Tottenham was, yeah, it was a crazy place, you know, back in the day. You know, it's probably gentrified now, but back then it was really Tottenham. Yeah. So you had to kind of grow up fast. You had to kind of have your wits about you fast. And I think for me, I was always, I don't even want to say hustler. I was a businessman from a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, my mum would buy me Matchbox cars from like the sweet shop, and I had some really collectors ones, and I literally just sell and buy new, and I was just doing stuff from a kid, and that's kind of how it kind of started for me in terms of like quote unquote business, if that's what people want to say.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, and I just kind of just been, you know.
Yeah. So entrepreneur from early.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It always seems to be the case, like with people that kind of are like doing business out. They're always like selling sweets or doing this or you know, bits and pieces and stuff like that. So what sort of trainers were there like when you were kind of growing up? Like what was the vibe back then? Cause like you say, it's crazy like now. There's so much variation.
Yeah. So back in the day, like, you know, people don't know that Reebok was the #1 brand in the UK. Yeah. Really? Yeah. Reebok was #1.
Yeah,
It was above
the pumps and stuff.
Yeah, it was above Nike. It was above Adidas. Reebok was #1.
Wow.
Back in the 80s, early 90s, and then when Nike started to just bang with the Air Max, I think the Air Max ones didn't make the impact it has now. I think it was more the Air Max 90s. The Air Max 90s back in 1990 was that's when Nike started to really kind of fly, and that's when it, you know, the air flights and all those types of trainers started to really go. But it was, you know, it was the same trainers that people have now are the ones that the other things, like, you know, it's just crazy, like the Air Maxes, they're just retro in everything, you know. So yeah, but I mean, I've had everything from Pumas to Nikes to Mercury, you know, I've had it all. So but yeah, I mean, you know, having name brand back in the day was a good thing. And then back in the, you know, and then there was a period where around me, like growing up, if you had like the latest Nikes, it was like a statement, innit? Throughout the whole 90s, I probably had the latest pair of Nikes, like every year. And back then it was like one train a year and all that. And then I think when I got to maybe, there's times when I'm going to America in the 90s, I have 5 or 6, and that was like a big thing.
Yeah,
to have more than one pair a year was huge.
Yeah,
huge back then. Now people get a pair a week. It's nothing.
Yeah,
but,
crazy.
Yeah, back in the day it was
Yeah, I definitely feel like the trainer culture has like changed so much into like crazy. Reselling and fakes and all that sort of stuff. It's just nuts.
Crazy.
It's just like I feel like it's I don't know, from my perspective growing up as well, because I've been into trainers from a young kid, like always had trainers, always had like new pairs and all that sort of stuff, and did whatever I could to get them. But I feel like now it's just like so unattainable for so many people.
It's crazy.
And it's like, it feels like it's been the kind of, what would you call it, the impact that trainers are having now, it's almost like falsified because of like resellers and all that sort of stuff. So I can obviously imagine that you've seen that full blown change.
Indeed.
But was there like a standout pair for you when you were younger that kind of was like, yeah, these are the ones?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of standout pairs. I mean, when I was young, I had a pair called the Nike TWs. They were like a cold pair. I had...
Are they tailwinds?
No, they weren't the tailwinds. They were just... To be fair... They weren't tailwinds, they were like a cross trainer, but they just called them the TWs. It could have been, maybe because it wasn't actual tailwinds as we know it, but it was just Air TWs.
Okay. And
they were like a kind of cross trainer with like a kind of bright, like that colour, like a bright orangey red.
Yeah.
It was just cold. So that's not probably one of the pairs that if they were to release trainers like those as a retro, I would just grab them. But a lot of Air Maxes. When the TNs came around, that was like a game changer. When the TNs came, that was a Foot Locker exclusive, and that just kind of changed the game. But the Air Max, I think I'll say all of the Air Maxes from the 90s was just crazy, because the big air bubbles, it was just things that you hadn't seen.
Yeah,
Jordan 4s as well. That was kind of a big statement piece back in the 90s when you had a pair of Jordan 4s, because we didn't really get Jordans in the UK until about 89, 90 with Jordan 4s. A lot of stuff was import, or we had someone in the States, and that sort of stuff. Like Jordan 1s weren't really out here like that. Do you know what I mean? People don't know that. They think now, Jordan 1s everywhere, but back in the day, it was very, very scarce. You needed someone in the States and come over and stuff like that. Yes.
I guess that adds to the exclusivity as well. If you had a pair,
that's it.
It's like you're the guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And so.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So, quite entrepreneurial, obviously, since you were young and all that sort of stuff. So, when did you notice things started picking up and stuff like that in terms of what you're doing? Because I mean, I can't really pinpoint like a job title for you. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's a bit of everything. So,
indeed.
What did that journey look like?
So I'll give you like a breakdown. So after kind of secondary school, so I used to buy and sell in the 90s. So I'll go to the States, bring back trainers.
Okay.
So I was reselling. I probably started reselling before I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
So what I would do is go to the States. My guys would maybe give me £100. My cousins would give me money, and then I would go to the States. Back then it was 2 to 1, the dollar versus the pound.
Yeah.
So you go to the States, you might buy a pair of trainers for $100. You say, yeah, it was $100. People just didn't. We just didn't. Some people who hadn't travelled didn't know. So I'll make maybe 50 quid on a pair of trainers, and I think that's a huge amount of money back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So literally, I'll be doing that, stacking my money, then go the next year and keep on just buying and bringing back trainers. I've done that for years. And then I would then, in the early 2000s, I'll go to like France and buy trainers and bring them back. And I was getting stuff for like price, people that you couldn't even fathom the price I was getting stuff for. It was crazy. Like, and then from there, I mean, I went to university, I done all of that, but I've always known, even I've done a visual communication and advertising degree, and graphics, advertising, marketing, I've done all of that as a degree. But then I always knew I wanted to work for myself. Like, I knew from the age of 15, like, I could work for myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I was making money from trainers. So, and I didn't know if trainers was going to be the direction I went into. So I done other things. I had an installation company. I installed multi-gyms for like the rich and famous. I had a bus company in Ghana. I had a generator rental company in Ghana. I bought property very young. I had a delivery business here. I've done so many things, and I think when the credit card happened in 2008, 2009, things were bad and they went bankrupt. So I was a property millionaire but I was a millionaire in property, but cash poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then my tenants were painted red. It was just a horrible time. So I just kind of chucked everything. Went to all my credits, said, look, I'll pay you back. My workers on that, boom, boom. They all agreed, they saw us after, boom, boom. Then I literally then focused on what I like is like networking and online and media. So I literally set up a social network called Fabs Network. That social network then led to me having a kind of forum on the King of Trainers forum. I tried to do a website back in 1999 called the King of Trainers. It was like a basically a website blog. I was just so far ahead of myself. I just didn't know what I was doing. Tried it, didn't work. Then a couple of years later, set up this forum. This forum then led me to register the King of Trainers Twitter. And then one of my friends on Twitter said, Nike on just do it, Alex on plus nothing. Why did JD Sports speak to the Rook and the trainers? Then they started to attack me. So then what happened was, and look, I love JD now. We're cool, everything's good. But people don't know they tried to take me to court. Back then.
Oh, is this because they had the King of Trainers thing? With the little gold tag and shoot.
But this was way before that. Way before that.
Okay.
They used to use it in the 90s, but they used to use it as a tagline. But then they changed around 2003. They went with best of the best.
Okay.
So what happened with them is they just, they're using it. It was cool, boom. But I didn't think it was like it would be that to the point I'm infringing on anything. So when about 2011, 2012, they tried to they sent me a legal cease and desist saying, we're using our name. You have to go like 14 days, or I don't know the amount of time to comply. Yeah. If you don't, we're taking to court, we're going to sue you, etc., etc. So, like, I was like, oh, don't know. Like, I didn't even think, I was, when you're just shocked, you're like, right, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So they, I wrote to the lawyers. I said, look, why don't we just work together? And this was before I had a big social media following and all that. I had only a couple hundred people on Twitter, and I was like, oh man. So I said, look, I'm gonna start this thing. I'm gonna be like one of the biggest sneakerheads in the UK. Why don't we just work together? I can review shoes, boom, boom, like that type of stuff. So I'm being naive, thinking, like this opportunity for me to work there. Mm-hmm. They shut me down. They said, got 7 days. We're gonna take you to court, etc., etc.
No way.
So then I didn't learn everything. So my trademark law. I spoke to I didn't call the lawyer, a big lawyer firm, and then they were like, she was like, oh. I said, hey, the King Trainers on the phone. She said, you can't say that woman did that. I said, actually, and I started to kind of break down. Well, this is what I do, boom, boom. And I was just bringing out little case studies of the law. And she was like, oh. Like, because at first they probably thought, oh, who's this little, let's just throw him something, he's going to get the names, boom, boom. But I'm like, that's been my nickname since the early 80s, before you guys. So I'm not going to just, like, and then literally, I was ready to go to court. Literally, my mum was coming. Like, it was one of them ones. I'm like, everyone's coming to court.
So they're going to go live.
Literally. It was going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And I was ready to go to court. They were like, so then they come back about 2 or 3 months later. Actually, our client no longer wants to pursue this. We're gonna stop. You can basically we don't want to pursue this anymore. It's like it's done.
Yeah.
So, but then what happened is at that point was like. Probably a year after Instagram started, I then was like, I looked at Instagram, I was like, oh, I'm registered Instagram. So I registered Instagram. And I realized, oh, the King Trainers on Instagram. Let me just, the name's available. Let me just use that and do something with it. But then what they did is they started a campaign as on King of Trainers, Undisputed King of Trainers. So when you go to JD to see Undisputed or Undefeated or whatever, they're talking about whatever through me. But no one knows the full kind of story. And it's, and I've said this on interviews before, but it's one of those ones that God being so good during lockdown, they hit me up and they're like, look, let's work together. And I think that's because the original situation happened like over 10 years ago. So now they realize, right, this guy, he didn't go away. He's been consistent, and he's just become this thing. Like this person that's just, he's a blogger, influencer, and he's got real culture in the game.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, let's work together. And that's, and that's it. And now I work with them in different ways. And big up JD. yeah.
That's crazy. That's like a real like David and Goliath thing. 'Cause that must be quite. That must be quite like. I don't know, like intimidating, especially when you've been called that, and that's kind of like becomes your personality over the years, and it becomes you as a person, sort of thing. Like you attach and kind of like attain this kind of phrase and everything. It becomes more than that. Like obviously for yourself, and then when a big company like that, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I think for the normal person, they would have just caved. Oh my god, they would have caved. The type of legal letter that they sent. It could have broken anyone.
I'm
totally can't. Come on, let's go. Yeah, so and for me, it's like you can't bully me. So I would have just preferred, cool, this boom, really explain what I did wrong. But I'm the individual king of trainers, and at a store, I didn't know. It was just a whole thing. But in the beginning, maybe if they worked with me back then, maybe they might not work with me now. Because I had to prove myself and be the biggest sneaker blogger. I had to do the work. Does that make sense? Because maybe I could have just gone with them, they can eat right, a great salary and all that, but I literally had to fight. Yeah. So I registered Instagram and I started to outwork everyone. Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
No, amazing. Yeah, and it's mad because I feel like just like until like maybe a year, 6 months ago, I wasn't really a believer in like everything happens for a reason. I just never really thought about it. Yeah, but then like certain things have been happening recently where I'm like, that is definitely like 100% true. That's 100% the case.
Facts.
And it seems like obviously that was the case with that as well.
Facts. Yeah.
Which is mad. So not necessarily commenting on anything specific, but like what's like to get to where you are, what does that graph look like?
Well, you know what it is? It's a graph, but it's also if you love it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, so I love hard work, and I know there's not everyone out there might not love hard work. I love hard work. That's for me. Hard work is like therapy. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? I love it. Let's get stuck. Let's do this, and let's work together. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. A lot of people may not like that, like hard work, but if you don't like hard work, I don't think you can really make it at what you want to do. You can work for someone and you can do stuff, which is cool, but you need to love the graft. You need to be in love with, we're going to build this shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you're not in love with it, it doesn't matter how hard you work. It's like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but for me, it was, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? I would say, and I can comfortably say, I've done more sneaker content than any sneaker in the world. It's just that I haven't put it on YouTube. If I put all my Instagram stuff on YouTube, people be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. I just haven't put it on YouTube. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, look at my posts. I've done 16,000 Instagram posts.
16,000. Yeah. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, 16,000 Instagram posts, and a lot of it is content that I should have just been okay, maybe I'll put this on YouTube and just continue on YouTube, because YouTube has got better search functionality. Yeah. And then that's what will let people be like, right, he's actually done all this stuff back in the day. Like the Vox Pop stuff that people are doing now, I done 10 years ago. I was running around events with a crown and a robe doing that, interviewing people 10 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing that. All the stuff that people are doing now, I've already done. Do you get what I mean? And it's not to kind of, I respect everyone, and I help a lot of the people that are doing the stuff they're doing now, but it's just, I was so far ahead back then that now it's become like, oh shit, Frank, you done this and this and this, and that's what it is. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I still love it. That's the thing. I actually still love doing things like this, jumping on podcasts, sharing information. Yeah. I mean, technically you could, but would you ever like repurpose all that stuff for YouTube and put it on there? I could. I just haven't. It's a lot of stuff, man.
16,000. Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. We're talking like all the skits that people do. The single person skits where like I was doing that years ago. Like, and I'm like, oh man, if I, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I can do it. I probably need someone to kind of just pay them and just be like, every week, just repurpose my shit and just put it on YouTube. Yeah. Saying I just need that properly.
Because it works. It's crazy because I'd seen, there was a lot of like TikTokers are big on TikTok when they first popped off.
Yeah.
They got huge, and then they repurposed a lot of their content onto YouTube, like with shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then now they're like massive on YouTube.
Really?
Like,
I haven't looked at that. I need to. You know what it is? I'm so busy, but I do need to look at just doing it because I've got some gems, man.
Yeah.
I've got some gems in there.
Yeah, the people need to see it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is as well is obviously when you've got like that vast, obviously like Instagram's huge, but you've got that vast like new audience on YouTube as well.
Indeed.
And then it kind of like, because there's certain things that like TikTokers have posted on Instagram on YouTube, or Instagrammers have put on YouTube, and I see it and I've seen it before, but then there's loads of people that have never seen it before.
That's it.
I've seen certain people like literally post for post put all of their stuff on, and then they just blow up. Like they've taken their stuff from Instagram and put it on TikTok.
Okay.
Because it's already there. It's the same format, everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah. No.
So it kind of works in that sense.
No, I definitely need to do something. Yeah, because I just haven't thought of it. You know.
Yeah. No, I see. So yeah, I wanted to touch on Retrofest. I don't know if anyone went down there.
Thank you. Yeah, Retro.
Yeah, it was really good fun.
Thanks.
Really good fun. Good vibes. Good stalls, good people, nice clothes.
Thank you.
Venue was sick as well.
Yeah. That's what everyone says. The venue.
Yeah. But how was it? How was it for your end?
No, it's good. It's great, man. So, brand Retro is a dead stock brand that we had where we had a shop in Box Park. So it started off as a pop-up event.
Okay.
Yeah. So we, this was kind of just lockdown. We've done it online, and then after lockdown, we started doing pop-up events because that's people just can't lockdown. They need people to place to go and shop and stuff. So and then we had a permanent store in Box Park, Shoreditch. And we had that for about a year and a bit, but just about 18 months, just under, and that was really good. And then we said, you know what, rather than just shutting down the store, let's turn it into like a kind of event for Fashion Week and stuff. So we've got Retro Fest. So your Retro store, we've got Retro Fest, and Retro Fest is literally to help fashion brands, sustainable fashion brands, enter the market on Fashion Week. Because Fashion Week is a great thing, but it's not sustainable. All these brands come and spend big money. They do these big shows. They spend all this money, but then they make all these clothes that next year you never see. Yeah. So it's just like what you did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, what they do, they make the entry point so high for any independent brands to sell, to showcase. Do you know what I mean? It's just You've got like Burberry taking over Victoria Park, the whole park, and then putting it, and then
the Tube as well.
Yeah, and how can you can't compete? So I literally wrote to the fashion council, and I said, oh look, I want to do this event, and I want to help independent brands, sustainable brands, and we want to do this event during Fashion Week. Boom, I didn't get a reply. I wasn't, but. Our thing is to kind of be a vehicle to help these brands. Cool. So we're doing this event during Fashion Week. We're helping these brands, and you guys could come and see what we're doing here. The store prices are great. The locations we think is good. The actual venue is amazing. The staff, it's a venue. I shout out Mother London, they're like a advertising agency. They hooked us up, and we're just kind of trying to build it into something that people can be, when it's fashion, okay, let's go to the independent brands. Because there's no way that you can see, where's the independent brands at? Or where's the sustainable brands at? We're in Fashion Week, so you know about the big ones, but fashion's for everyone, isn't it? Fashion's not just designers and big brands, it's for everybody. So
yeah, and I feel like Fashion Week, I mean, just talking on the prices as well, we got invited to showcase in Paris, Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
That was crazy prices. like a small little room.
Yeah.
And then it was like 10,000 euros.
That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck? Are you crazy? We're not that big yet.
Yeah.
But even if we were, you're still competing in that space.
This is
so if you're kind of building something that is kind of against the grain a little bit, but it's still within the same space, then you give access to everybody. Because I feel like traditional fashion is. That in itself is very, very traditional, and it's kind of set in its own ways. Indeed. But there's a lot of brands that want to kind of showcase themselves. Yeah. It's like, for example, I mean, a brand like Tax Free, they were down at the event, spoke to the guys, they were super nice.
Yeah.
It's not traditionally a brand that would be at Fashion Week, but at the same time, Trapstar, Tax Free, Cortez, like these brands, S3J, our sort of brands are selling like crazy.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
Like Cortez sells that instantly, Tax Free sells that instantly. Like these brands, and do they have like an opportunity to kind of showcase? No.
This is the problem.
And it's an entry point, because if you ask anyone like on road or like someone from the hood or whatever, like if you ask them, they'll be like, oh yeah, Rick Owens is shit.
Yeah. They don't care.
Do you know what I mean?
And there's such a big disconnect from these fashion brands and the real streets.
Yeah.
There's such a big disconnect that the fashion companies, yeah man, everyone loves us.
Yeah.
Nah. It's not like that. They don't
No.
They don't get it. They don't get it. And then what happens is, and I'll say this, is a lot of the rappers, they get a bit of money, they start wearing stuff they'll never wear in the hood. You know, they start wearing this funky stuff, and they're like, they'll never wear that if they didn't have money. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You have to wear. Like, I believe, like, I'm not saying people, you could do what you want with your money, but there's no point where just, I've got money now, so I'm gonna wear a pair of boots that I'll never wear. Like, what are you doing?
I completely get that.
It's a bit like
100%.
The Mischief boots. I'm not a big fan, but
wild.
a lot of people were wearing them, and I'm like, you'll never wear that back where you're from. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you get laughed at. You'll never wear that back where you're from. It's, oh yeah, I've got money now, I can wear it.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There was this it's so funny. There's one video, and it's in America, and there's like all these hood guys.
I see it.
And he's wearing the green jumper,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What the fuck are you wearing?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, this like design." And he's like, "You look like the Grinch, bro."
Yeah, I see.
It's so stupid.
It's just I don't mess with it personally.
Yeah.
Everyone could do what they want with their money.
Yeah, of course.
But I
It's
feel
all
that
intention though.
yeah, I feel that it's just not my thing, and you know, it's really up to them.
100%. And do you know what it is as well? I think it's the more consumerist and capitalist we get as a society, and that, especially for like younger kids and stuff like that. When you look at like trainers reselling, like you pay a pair of Jordan 4s used to be like what, like 140, 120, and now they're like retailing for what, like 180,
mental,
reselling for like 400.
Mental.
They're not worth those prices. And when you look at that from a perspective of fashion, what ends up happening, the reason why it's dangerous is because you've got all these young kids that feel like they need to dress like, you know, like Clavish or H or whoever it is. And then, but the problem within that, kind of taking a diversion from wearing all the funky stuff, the problem is you've got Burberry or Celine or whatever selling like, or Balenciaga's the worst for it, selling plain t-shirts with a logo and charging 450 quid. The thing that people don't understand is that range of clothes that they're releasing, that's like merchandise. It's like merch. It's not actual Louis Vuitton. It's not Gucci. It's merchandise.
It's merch. Yeah.
Like you're paying 350, 400 pound for a t-shirt.
For the name.
That's crazy. So going back to the whole thing of Retrofest, I think I really kind of get behind it because it's actually like a realistic, attainable version of stuff that's actually selling that people are wearing out and about.
That's it.
At the same time, kind of combating it.
That's it. And that's what we're trying to do there, because we've seen the space in the market, you know, and all we need is, to be fair, I mean, we self-funded. That's how I do things. They're self-funded. But all we need is just, okay, let's just get a bit of support from like the brands and stuff like that. And, you know, and everyone who sold there, I know them personally. So I just hit them up, oh, guys, come through, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to try to kind of do it every fashion weekend, every fashion weekend or fashion week.
Okay.
To make sure that we're competing, you know. So if we can just look at the next one and then next one and next one, and just so that it builds and people be like, oh yeah, no, let's come to that, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, there's got potential, I think.
Yeah.
Have you got any kind of like big plans for it? You could even like perform in there.
Yeah, we could do a lot of stuff. Yeah, we could do a lot of stuff. We at the moment, we just want to kind of just grow it.
Yeah.
You know, like, because the thing about it is, you know, the first one, you saw me, I was grafting. I'm outside holding it.
That's the real hustle.
I'm grafting. People coming up to me like, huh? Like, Frank, you're holding your signs? Yeah. It's my thing, isn't it? We walked around the corner, I saw it, I was like, I love that. That's gas. Let's go. No, and that's That's what you know. I don't want, you know. I have been successful. I some people would consider me successful, but my success, I will never pay someone to do something I'm not willing to do myself. Do you get what I mean? I'm not gonna just pay someone. Oh yeah, you fly her, and I can't do that. I will always do the hard work.
Yeah,
and that's me.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, amazing. So let's have a chat because I'm interested about this collab that you did with Leslie.
Okay,
I don't ever know how to pronounce.
No, so it's LS. So it's
LS.
Yeah, so
I've got that wrong so many times.
No, so the person who's first, Leonardo, I should know this, Duovio or something like that, that's his name. His initials are LS. So he done the Eminem thing before Eminem. So he put it together. He's Italian. It's like LS.
Nice.
So that's what they've done, and they made it into. So it's actually LS.
Man, LS. Spit bars.
I don't know. I don't think so. But literally, that's what it is. So, but that came about because a PR company hit me up. They were doing something called Design Council, and they were like, "Yo, like we're doing this thing. You know, would you like to come down and design a pair of trainers for this new silhouette called for LS are bringing out, and we'll make some just for your friends and family." And they invited like 10 influencers down from all over the world. It was all cool.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, sitting in front of this thing, I'm looking at the brand with Les. Obviously, we messed with Les back in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the brand, and I'm like, okay, let me see the history and how it connected to like my personal history. And I remember Boris Becker wearing when he won the championship, he had an LS clothing deal and a Puma footwear deal, and it connected back to my mum. So I'm sitting there thinking, how can I just dedicate this to like my mum's legacy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And literally I said, have you guys got this thing? I showed them a picture of the actual jacket Boris Becker was wearing in 1985. And they said, yeah, we've got it here. Literally, it was like that, yeah.
No
they
way.
Literally had it. Yeah, they had the jacket.
Wow.
Yeah, they had the jacket. And then by them having the jacket, they were like, so I was like, oh shit, this plume and that plume. So literally they gave us like a white silhouette. We were just drawing the white silhouette and stuff. And I literally was like, okay, here's the one colour's light blue, one colour's dark blue. And I literally just done that as the whole design. They're like, no, you can make ostrich skin, you can do leather, you can do all these different things. I said, no, I just want it suede, nice suede, like one light blue, one dark blue. And they were like, oh, okay. Literally, we took all the less colours, so less colours are like orange and yellow and stuff. And, and you know, they've got a tennis ball. Took all those colours out, made the tennis ball like blues and just kept it just one colour. And they were like, oh, okay. So the PR company took it back, you know, and then literally it took ages for the shoes to come, literally ages. So I was like, man, maybe the shoes are happening. Boom, boom. We must have got the shoes, like, so we designed the shoes 2018 in May. Yeah. Got the shoes back February. No, sorry, 2019, May 2019. Got the shoes back February 2020. Like, so beginning of the month, February, imagine, I get the shoes back and I'm literally in tears. I love trainers so much. And for me, I come from the hood, like, and for me to design a pair of trainers, it just brought me to tears. That it's actually made, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they said, so I was like, yo, they're like, yo, we got your pair, boom, boom. So I drove up, they got my pairs, and I was like, man. So I asked them, like, yo, are you guys going to do like an event? Like, this is a big deal. Like, what's going on? And they're like, nah, man, it's just for you. Like, just take your pairs and, like, you know. And I was rating, like, you know, big up Arnold, big up them, the guys there. So then what happened was I literally took a picture of the tag and I posted the tag on Instagram. 600 comments. Literally 600 comments. Like, people were going crazy. They were like, what, Frank, can I build up all that? Just because they know how much I love it. Like, people know. So then what I did is I said, no, I'm gonna do like a pop-up event. So I literally got it. I say I got it on like maybe a Monday. by the next day, I filmed a little mini film with my mum, and I'll send that to you, like, and the shoe.
Yeah.
Then that got released probably like the Wednesday with an invitation to an event the next week, and people were like, "Oh shit!" Literally, I thought it was only be like maybe like 50 people, like 200 people turned up. You know what I'm saying?
Is it?
Yeah. As well.
Wow.
Yeah, I had it in Tottenham. 200 people turned up, and then we showed a video of the actual film, and then people from all over the world were DMing LS and being like, "Yo, how do I get this trainer?" Like, so all the guys from LS all over the world, they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Bigger trainers, like, they were like, "What?" So it was like, so then they were like, "Yo, like, unless we're gonna speak to them, like the PR company, I think they're gonna give you your own collaboration." Like, and then everyone was just, give him a collab. And literally they announced my collaboration the beginning of March 2020. But then guess what happened in what? The end of March.
Oh yeah, of course.
The pandemic.
Yeah.
So I'm gassed. My collaborations got announced beginning of March. Woohoo! Everyone's cheering, like, yeah, like your shoes coming out, boom.
Yeah.
Then lockdown happens, and and my shoe was literally shelved because no one knew what was happening. And I get it. That's how it goes. But then I have to take my hat off to a guy, a gentleman called Tom, who works at like LS Perry. He's like one of the Perry, the high up in the LS. He was like, "No, man, let's go get this, make it happen." And he literally fought for the shoe to happen. Also, another guy called Jonathan, who worked for Gun Ho, he put bows together, fought for it, and then literally invited me in, and literally the lockdown, just plotting and how to do it, boom. And then that shoe, we made it happen, got released in Selfridges last year. And it was amazing. I had the capsule collection, so we've done a tracksuit as well with it, and a t-shirt and short set and all that, and that was got released in Selfridges. First time this has been sold at Selfridges, and
really,
yeah, it was a crazy time. Yeah, crazy time. So, and then that led on to me working with Averex and all that as well. So it's been great.
Amazing. Yeah. So how many pairs were there?
Oh, so they had about, I think 500 pairs were made. About 100 pairs, were, I think, head of that. Well, not gifted. They weren't gifted. They were just kind of, I think, head office took something. I don't know. Yeah. So I think sold about 300 pairs. I sold about 350. I've got like a few pairs left actually.
Nice.
Kind of sell.
Interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was mental.
That's actually crazy. That must have been, I can't fathom what that must have felt like.
Oh man, it's and it's one of those ones, like, you see, it doesn't matter, like, people like a brand should have kind of given me this opportunity from before, and I agree. I agree. I think I've worked with every brand, and I feel that they could have given me a training from before, but for Les to do it, I have to take my hat off to them. They took it up a chance, and but if you go back to last year when all the years when it was announced, you'll see I've had more interaction. Like, my posts have had more interaction than any other post on their Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. So that's just proofs in the pudding.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Okay, so you've had an actual collab trainer. What would be like a dream silhouette, like shoe?
Now,
Another one.
I would say like probably Air Max 90. I would love to do an Air Max 90.
Really?
Yeah, or even a TM. I'd love to do a TM.
TM would be crazy.
Yeah. Because I'm like, the thing about it, I'm a graphic designer and marketer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a trained graphic designer. Like, that's what I do. Like, I do graphic. That's what I do. Like, that's what I study.
Yeah.
So graphic design, marketing, visual communication. That's what I studied. So I can design. I can design something wicked and just blow the socks off everyone. Like, I can design. So for me, I know I can do any trainer. Any shoe you throw at me, I'll make the shoe bang. Any shoe, I'll make it go crazy.
I believe it as well.
Yeah.
I believe it. Now you've said that, I don't know why, but it said something in my head. What's your collection looking like?
That's where man asked me, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, look, I've had
you like Charlie Sloth levels, or
no? I mean, I'm probably Charlie Sloth's inspiration. In terms of, but Charlie's he probably got a way better collection than me, probably. Like, because like mine, I've got some amazing pairs. But my collection tells so much stories. It's not just, you won't come in my collection and see it. Heat. I can tell you when I bought it, the girl I dated. I can tell you so much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, my collection tells stories. My sneakers tell stories, and my collection is so ingrained in culture that it's not just, oh, I eat here and I eat there, and you know, because some people, you go to the collection, all you see is just heat, but it tells nothing. It's like, oh yeah, you've got money, so you just bought that. You know, not saying that's Charlie Stock. Charlie Stock, his collection's serious. I'm not, you know, my collection's serious too.
Yeah,
but it's a bit more older than a lot of these collections. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've got trainers from like the 80s, the 90s still in my collection. You know what I mean? You know, the early 90s in boxes and stuff. So that's kind of, you know.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I feel like that's the difference between like someone that collects, but that likes trainers and like an actual sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you say that like now if you look on like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram and stuff like that, all of the trainer content is quite dead. Like that a lot of what I see is just kind of like, I've got like this new pair that's just come out, and it's just like you say, because you've got money. But it's just crazy. But yeah, talking about trainers, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I'm quite curious, and I feel like you might have a little bit more information. You see the Freddy Krueger Nike dunks?
Yes, yeah.
What is going on there? Because every video I see, like every reseller has a pair.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, personally, I think there's a lot of good fakes out there because they're supposed to be only like 30 pairs. I think they got burned. I don't know. They chucked it inferno, but I don't know. And they all look good.
I know.
Yeah,
they look like brand new.
The shoe's about 15 years old. I don't know. It shouldn't look as good as it looks.
Yeah.
I personally don't know, and I know there's a guy from the Far East that owns a lot of them. So I'm like, how's these other ones getting around? You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't want to say anyone's got fakes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen real pairs though of them. You know. Yeah. So.
Well, they're like the pairs then.
There's no tune. Like for me, that's what I'm saying. Like I think I'm a different type of person. Even though some people say sneakerhead, and some people like I'm just. It doesn't. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The price of a shoe doesn't make me like shoe more.
Oh, of course.
No, I think that's what happens with sneaker culture now. Is oh my god, he's wearing expensive shoes.
Yeah, you know,
sometimes I might wear like my Off-White and they were 5 to 10 grand. And I remember I was teaching I was doing a lecture once for college, right? And they knew what I had on it. And I took the shoe and I started bending them. They're like, oh my god, what are you doing? I wear my stuff in it. I wear my shoes. Do you know what I mean? You know, but I think sometimes that's kind of what it is. It's how much does it mean to the person? Like, what does it mean? Like, you know, and I'm not saying like for anyone else, just me personally. Sometimes people just, oh man, they only rate things they see that are value. Oh, he's got a £10,000 pair of shoe on, or that shoe's worth 50 grand. And for me, it's like,
yeah, I completely agree.
What's the story? Why? How did you get that?
Yeah,
like tell me that. Not how much it's worth. Why do you love that?
Yeah,
that's kind of, it has to be the passion.
100%, and that's the thing. For like a perfect example from my end for that is the Nike Mags.
Yeah.
Like
Mags,
since I've been the smallest child I can remember. Yeah. My favourite film of all time has been Back to the Future 2. Yeah. Like undoubtedly, unequivocally my favourite film of all time, but by miles. And as soon as I saw those shoes with Michael J. Fox, I was like, I need them.
That's it.
But now people want them because they're like, oh yeah, they're like 15 racks, 20 racks, 70 racks, whatever. But like they're self-lacing.
Yeah.
But then there's like a big difference in that.
This is it. I mean, I was invited to the first. This is like I think 2011. They done an actual secret auction in Nighttown. The secret auction in Nighttown.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but that was so before the whole Instagram. I've still got pictures from it. I took pictures of it. Yeah. And they done secret auction for the first pair that dropped. This is when you heard that Tiny Temper bought a pair and stuff, but he bought his pair in the States. I think I don't know 30 grand. Sonic exclude me. And then they done an auction here that one of the bosses of Offspring managed to win the auction. Yeah. So I've got like a pair of like I've got a pair of the model ones that they said I don't know how much for now, but I've got a pair of model ones and I've got so it's just one of those ones that there's certain people that see the new ones they've done, the all lacing ones, and it's like, you know, they're like, oh, you know, but there's so many, like, there's so many events. Nike have done so many events for those shoes. It's just like, you know, it's one of them ones. But yeah, I know a few people got the Mags quite expensive.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, I know a few people selling the Mags too. So.
Yeah. They're that's a mortgage.
Indeed.
It's crazy.
And the price has just gone up and up and up, you know. But
I don't think I'll stop either, really. Sure.
No, I don't think so. I think unless they do another pair, another kind of auction, and they do another one, that, you know. But if you look hard enough, you might just get them. But some people, you know what it is as well, is the market, especially Americans, they put a lot of money emphasis on it. So when you see, I remember there was a clip going around, this guy, he had the Mags on, and the guy said, how do you get those? I swapped my car for them. When you see that, that's when people start going, oh shit, and then the price starts to, you know, when people do that, that's when shit starts going left. Yeah.
But it's just annoying because that's what sells like online. It's just like money with everything.
It's crazy.
It's just money, like consumerism. It's just jarring.
It's crazy.
It's just like someone, like you say, like even with clothes and stuff. They won't be like, oh, like, where'd you get that? What brand is that? Like, they'll be in their head, they're like, oh, that looks expensive. I wonder how much it is.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's kind of what spoiled the game to some degree. You know, why don't you just wear something you just like, and it doesn't matter how expensive it is. You know, and sometimes, I'll be honest, even I get caught up in the hype and whoa, like, you know, but like I'm at the point where I'm just like, yeah, if it's comfortable and I like it and it means something to me, yeah, I might like it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It reminds me of like a little throwback for myself when I was younger. I must have been about like 14, like at the time, like everyone wanted like Jordans and stuff like that. But there was this one pair of feelers in this like random like book shop that was like in Romford, like where my mum used to live there. And I see this pair of trainers and they weren't even expensive, and I finally got them. I was like, these are my most cherished shoes of all time.
That's what's up, and I respect that because it's something that you personally wanted and liked and cherished. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, some people might see a pair of feelers and they be, oh no, what's that? Oh, why did you go to this? But I respect that more. I respect that more because it shows your true love for something, not because everyone else has got it and stuff. You know, because back in the day, where I'm from, if you say I had a pair of Air Maxes, right, and I was the only one that had them. If someone went and bought your trainer like literally straight away, you can get to a fight over it because it's not like now. Oh, I have to have the same pair. You know, everyone's got the same pair of trainers. It's just it's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, if someone you had to lie to people. Yeah, import. That's what you say. Import. They'll be those are dope. Yeah, imports. And you don't say nothing, even if you got them from the shop across the road, because they're asking you. You don't even tell them. That's how it was. It was individualism, but now it's changed. And then I ain't mad at it. It's just a new way. Yeah.
It's got to navigate it in the right way.
That's it.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So obviously, let's go back a little bit. So, LS, I can't really remember that in my head now. The LS collab happens, and then you mentioned that you'd kind of started working with Avirex. How did that all come about?
Yeah, I mean, so you know, the company who brand manager Les, again, the gentleman Tom, shout out Tom. He was like, yo, Frank, we're gonna be buying a license for Avirex, and then I was like, yo. Like, that's like my favorite brand. So I'm like, yo, like, I gotta be involved. Like, what we doing? Before he's even said, what you could, I'm like, what we doing? You know, So I pitched to them, like, let's open,
we were good on that one,
I pitched to them, let's open a pop-up shop in Box Shoreditch. Because at the time I had like 2 shops there. And they were like, yeah, let's just do it. And then from there it was like, we opened shop. I mean, I spoke to the guys at Box Park and I literally begged Box Park to keep the shop, like hold the shop for me, like exactly how I wanted it. They were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it was supposed to be like a 3-month project just for advertising. And literally the first day I got Notorious Big Sun down, Like, and he managed to be done a shoot of him wearing the jacket that his dad, you know, it was crazy. And in the first 4 days, I made all the overheads and all the money for 3 months. Literally, I made it for the first 4 days.
4 days?
Yeah, 4 days, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. And then it turned from having it for 3 months into like, it's still there now, like over a year and a bit later. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's kind of how it went there. And then, I put together some cool things.
So I'm sorry, a little bit taken back by the 4 day thing. How does that work? Like, how did you do that?
It's promo, man. I'm the marketing
king of promo.
I'm the king of promo, man. I'm the king of promo. Let me out. So and that's what it was, because I was like, oh, Avirex is coming back, and people are excited. Avirex is an iconic brand. Do you know what I mean? Especially in the UK, and people were just excited that bring Avirex back, and it kind of went from there, and it's been, you know, going on since. But you know, they've gone on to open a shop in Soho and West End and stuff like that. So you know, I'm helping them with a few things.
Yeah, because I just remember like that excitement, especially for London, for Avirex to come back must be crazy. I remember being on like Channel U, Channel 8, like Lethal Bizzle Power, like Avirex on. I'm like, oh shit, I need one of them. Yeah. But I remember
shout out Lethal.
I remember being younger. I think I tried one on, and I don't think I was that young. I must have been about 15, 16. Like, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but at my age, like, I was like quite tall for my age. I tried it on and it drowned me. I looked like I was wearing my dad's coat when I was 4. It's crazy. So they changed up the fit now.
They changed the fit. Before it was more oversized. It was hip hop. It was baggy. It was oversized. You know, and it was proper cowhide. It was proper tough. It was heavy. Now it's more kind of fitted, lamb's leather. It's more, you know. You can, you know, it's like, even people are like, because we open the shop in summer, people are like, why you open a leather shop in summer? You can actually wear it all year round, because it's not heavy, like, even though it's not heavy, and it's, you know, but yeah, man, it's the jackets are now amazing, man. They're really kind of coming back.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely on the wish list. It's been on the wish list for the past like 10 years.
Don't worry, we'll give you a discount, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah. What are they retailing for now anyway? Like, still about a bag, mate?
Yeah, it's expensive. So, before, back in the day, so I bought my first jacket about 96, 97, right? And I paid £500 back then. Yeah, that's what, 26 years ago? I don't know if it was. That's a long time ago. Yeah, so that was £500 back then. Now, the leathers are starting from about $9.95. You know, the top band one, $9.95. Then you've got like Icons, which is $1,195. Then you've got a special edition, which is $1,395.
So what are they?
Those are the special edition one, limited edition ones. So you've got the ones that's like, you've got like one is in blue fade. You've got one.
Oh, so like the ombre top one. Yeah, I saw that one.
So that's the one. So, you know, there's a lot of, we've got Croc, we've got like some special Brooklyn and different speed, you know, Speed Tiger. I've got a couple of the kind of Wildcats, a couple of the special edition ones, but they're selling well, man, and people want it back. Like, you know, I'm aggressive, so I need to make sure that we're in people's faces to let them know that Avirex is back.
Yeah.
Once they know that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just feel like, do you know what? Like, for me, it feels like a perfect time for Avirex to come again back on the scene.
Indeed.
And the reason why is because if you look at the landscape of music in the UK, it's the perfect driver. Perfect driver. I
agree.
Like, perfect driver. Like, if you look at like Sench, what he's doing over in the States, Indeed. Crazy. And then like when like a lot of these rappers are going to pay tribute, they're going to pay respects to their roots and to the elders and all that sort of stuff. And that's like such a great driving point. And the other thing as well is like even the silhouette of fashion now, it's kind of gone from like you've gone from baggy to skinny to now baggy again. Do you know what I mean? Like most rappers, they'll be like, oh, I'm Miri's only, but now they're like wearing like baggy jeans and boots and all that sort of stuff. But like some of them make them look sick, so it slots in really nicely, especially with this kind of like Y2K resurgence, everything like back from the noise and all that sort of stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, man. You know, we're putting together some dope collaborations. We just the Trapstar collaboration just got announced recently, and that's crazy, ballistic. You know, so Traps on Avirex. It's official. It's happening.
Is there pics on that online? Yeah.
There is, of one of the jackets at least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we can find it.
Yeah. So It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the biggest collaboration here. Personally, it's gonna be a big collaboration. Yeah.
Did they collab with themselves with Palace?
Yeah, Averex did. Averex collabed with Palace.
Yeah,
yeah. They just released. They originally collabed. They had like 3 or 4 jackets, Cobra, and the graffiti jackets and stuff. And then they just released one recently and stuff. Yes. Yeah, they collabed with Palace. Palace is a good, really nice jacket as well.
Yeah. I literally would have said if there's any UK brands that I believe should collaborate with them, it's either Cortez or Trapstar. So.
Yeah. And I'm still clean. I'm still want to speak Cortez. Let's talk. You know, but yeah, Trapstar's gonna be mad.
Yeah, that brand's crazy.
Yeah.
I just it's Mikey and
Leah
and me and that it's mad how like they've had just everyone in the chokehold for so long.
That's it.
But they had like a Drake run.
But they put in the work. These guys, I remember them from Notting Hill Arts Club. Like back in the day, they were hopping out with pizza boxes, and you know, the trap line. People have to text the line, and then they can. Yeah, we're gonna meet you with the t-shirt. This location they took.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. Back in the day, they put in the work. Grafting. That's why I respect them very highly, man. Like, cause they really the craft of selling. They put a like the Trapstar pizza boxes alone, and they had a t-shirt inside the pizza box. So back in the day, yeah, they had a pizza box with Trapstar. Mostly Trapstar. It looked like a Domino's pizza box. They had Trapstar in a pizza box.
No way.
And the t-shirt was folded in the pizza box.
Is it?
And then you would have a trap line that you call to make an order for your t-shirt. It was genius.
That's crazy.
Genius.
That's some good guerrilla marketing, really.
Genius.
That's nuts.
Genius.
Do you know something that's similar to that for me is with Cortez with these like £1 drops.
Genius. Genius. Yeah. You know. So Clint, man, stop beefing with us, man. Let's do it. Yeah.
Don't watch that. We've got some good ideas coming. Some quite mad
that's
stuff.
And that's what I like. I'm invested in ideas and marketing and just different ways to make people. Yeah, I may just highlight all that. You know, it's like when we done the Averex sample sale. Like I've done a TikTok video of it, and people are like, that's not our cut. But that people were queuing all the way from to the station. You know, that's what you see on like, just you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, and I was trying to tell the people with the marketing, I said, this is what I do. This is what I do. You know what I mean? I can just say like, this is what I do, and it's not to kind of brag, but I've been to school for this. I study it. I'm invested. So you know, sometimes people might say, oh yeah, I do a job and this is what it is. No. I invest in this. Like I read books. I study. I watch all the brands. I'm properly focused on how to market and how to make things.
Yeah, it's literally you.
Yeah. So,
True.
Yeah. So for me, it's just like, no, this is how it has to be.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that is what, and maybe that's what's attributed so much to your success, and obviously like these brands that we're speaking about as well, because you have to really stand up. You have to kind of really go in a completely different direction to because like there are so many brands at the moment. So many. It's crazy, and you have to stand out.
Indeed.
But then you also have to have the balance of actually having a good product.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? So if you've got something that's shit, but you're doing a cool marketing campaign, it's not going to last.
This is it.
But if you've got the recipe for both, and I think that only comes and that only exists out of people's brains and out of their out of human beings' capacity if they really like truly deeply like are passionate about what you do. Like
That's it. That's it. You know, and you know, it's like say let's take away Averex, right, and just look at our retro brand. I was doing queues to the station with retro on dead stock Nike stuff that's already been out, and I was doing queues to the station, and I was just market this way, let people on, and it's just people like rah. Then when Averex came, I done another queue to the station. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so for me, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is like I can do this. This is what I do, and sometimes, even me, sometimes I feel like people don't put respect to my name enough. If I'm honest, like, I just think of ideas and I execute time and time and time again. Yeah, I mean, and sometimes I really feel that people just don't respect it enough and be like, nah, he's one of them ones. Like he actually gets it done. No talking, no, he's actually proven to get it done.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I see. Yeah. No, it takes growth. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is what that podcast is for. This is for that 1% of people.
That's it.
Because we've had people on before, and I'm speaking to them like, Jesus Christ, like some people, like that kind of determination and grit, and that drive. Like we know a guy. Shout out to Adam. Funny podcast that we coming out soon, but he was talking about it's just like he wanted to start up his business, so he was like doing like fake IDs and stuff back in the day, like make it work and all that sort of, and that drive is what makes it happen.
It's it.
So yeah, long career. Obviously, done a lot of stuff. Have you got like a favorite brand that you've worked with that you've not mentioned, or
no? I mean,
or company?
I mean, to be fair, I've worked with every footwear brand, possibly enough all of them. From Nike to I've done activations or content and stuff.
What's an activation?
And activations like say for example, Nike done something at Nike Town and I've hosted an event for Nike and stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done stuff for Adidas. I've done photo shoots for Adidas. I've done a whole advert for Adidas. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I've worked with all the brands. I think my favorite brand, I don't really know if I have a favorite. They all work in different ways, but having my own shoe is a big deal. Working with Avirex, because I'm literally working with the brands I grew up loving. So what more can I ask for? It's hard, don't get me wrong, there's still some resistance and stuff, but what more can I ask for, really?
Yeah.
To be fair. But it's a hustle, it's not easy.
Yeah. Okay. And then I was gonna ask, so obviously we mentioned Charlie, is there anyone that's kind of like you've got a big respect for their collection that you've seen?
I think a lot of people, man. I think I don't want to just mention like one person or a few because people get upset. But literally everyone that I follow, even if they've got a small collection or a big collection, I respect them. And I respect, because what happens is we get caught up in what people have, the possession. There's some people with literally 5 pairs, but their story is so deep. Do you get what I mean? That you're like, oh shit, like this is
this is much better.
Do you get what I mean? And I think and there's some people with 5 pairs of such killer shoes. It would just knock out someone who's got 100 pairs or whatever. Do you get what I mean? And that's kind of where it's at. Like, so with me personally, I think there's a lot of people I rate. There's a lot of people I respect. And it's not only people with a lot of trainers and a lot of, oh wow, you know what I mean? Because some people might come to my place and be like, oh shit, this is amazing. Then another person might come and be like, that's alright, but what's the story? Do you know what I mean? And then so, I respect everyone who loves it. I think that's me. If you love it and you're not just in it because it's cool and oh yeah, everyone's into trainers, it's cool, then I respect it.
Yeah. I like that answer.
Yeah.
It's like politician vibes.
Yeah. You got me, man.
I'm kidding. Amazing. Have you got anything coming up, like anything you want to promote or anything like that?
Yeah, so I don't even know when this podcast is coming out, but big up the Traps on Avirex collab. That's going to be huge. I went to one of my office and I found 200 pairs of trainers that I just ain't done that with, shoes, trainers, that's bare. So I might be selling them. So I might be selling them. So another big sample sale very soon, maybe for Halloween or something. I might just do a crazy sample sale.
Nice.
Yeah, all Nike stuff, all Puma, everything.
Size do you wear?
Size 9. Oh. Yeah, so
my God, it's meant at work.
Yeah. We're gonna work it out. So everyone get ready with so a few bits. But it's a lot of stuff that I just don't wear. So
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I'm not reselling. That's what people say. It's gonna be proper. And you know what I might do just to make it sweet? I might do all below retail.
Is it?
Yeah, I might just do all below retail, just to make it sweet for people, man.
Nice.
So that's something I might do, and I might do it regularly as well. So people be like, oh, right, Franks. Because I've got so much like GRs and stuff that I just don't. So I might just do all below retail. Let everyone. Because that's what it is for me. I don't need to, oh my God, make 3 or 4, 10 times on the amount. So I might just do all below retail.
Yeah. I forgot to ask, is there any, have you got a particular brand that you're messing with at the moment in particular? Because I see you rocking New Balance.
Oh man, I love New Balance, man. Yeah, the comfort. When you get old, it's just you just got comfort, man. You know, some of the shoes you wear them on special occasions, but yeah, I didn't mention it before. But New Balance, you know, shout out New Balance. Yo, New Balance, reach out to me, man. Let's work on a shoe. You know, so yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, you see, when I was younger, it was very. You see, this country, they're very diplomatic, right? They're like, oh no, we shouldn't ask. And no, I'm one of the best designers in the UK. I know it in my heart. I know it in my heart, and it's like, it's because I haven't had the opportunity to really showcase my creative side. People know me for marketing, they know me for trainers, but let me get my hands on a shoe. I'm blowing people out of the water. People who train to design. I've designed, and I you know, and that's kind of my mentality now. I'm not gonna just hide it and maybe we should not. Give me a New Balance shoe, it'll be the best New Balance shoe I've ever had.
I mean, what's the point of not thinking like that?
That's it.
Like, it makes no sense.
That's it.
Like that. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. You know what I mean? You know, and that's what it is. But you see, the problem is, in the UK, when you have that thought pattern, you believe in yourself, oh, you're an arsehole, you've got a big ego, and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, but then, what they do is they would then go and buy a Yeezy. But he's got a bigger ego than Kanye West. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's like, well, you guys are running to buy his shoe, but then anyone from the UK that says they're as good as him, or, oh, you can't say that, you're not, do you know what I mean? But they haven't even seen or given the same opportunities. I reckon if brands gave me an opportunity to showcase my designs and to actually create that experiences around, because the thing I do is, if I design a piece, you know there's going to be a story around it. There's going to be a good video. There's going to be an activation. There's so many things I could create. But if a brand would say, nah, okay, we're going to give you a shoe, hey, people will be like, oh shit, this guy, he's had all these ideas in his head.
Yeah.
Like, he just hasn't had the opportunity to kind of put it out there. So, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And just touching on what you just said there in regards to kind of like people's perception of like ego and this and that, whatever, it fucking pisses me off because it's like how people only accept you and allow you to have that ego once you've made it. But it's like you have to get to that point.
To get and that's the thing, and I think I've always been confident, right? But as I go older, tired of running, I'm not gonna just hide how special I am. Do you know what I mean? You're special. Do you know what I'm saying? You're special. Like, I'm not gonna tell people to just be like, no, keep humble. No, forget that. There's no time. There's no time. If you're good at something and you know you're good at something and you can prove it, the thing about it, a lot of people will come and be like, oh, but you know, I can prove it. I can show numbers on the board. I can show sales from stuff I've done, and people be like, oh, you done that to make that amount of sales, or you know, people are put in place and stuff. I can prove it. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of where some people be like, oh, I should really say that because you should humble. Forget all that.
100%.
Forget all that.
I feel like a lot of the way that we live is designed for people to be like that, to kind of like be quiet and all that sort of stuff. And the reason why is because it's like, at the end of the day, like we've been given a lot of opportunities. Like we're still growing.
Indeed.
But we've had conversations with like multi-millionaires and like very important people where we've just like spoke with our chest and then they're just like, oh shit, I like that because they did that themselves.
That's it.
Like, these are the people that are given that opportunity. You have to kind of be like, yeah, I've got big balls, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Because I always say there's no such thing as failure. There's feedback.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as failure. There's feedback. Because in life we're gonna, you know, oh, if you do that you're gonna fail. No. It's actually just feedback. If you can take whatever people call as failure and feed that back to design to navigate it in a way, okay, I'm not going to do that because I've got the type of feedback that may not be what I need or what I require, and you use that drive, you can do anything. There's no such thing. The problem is people are too scared of failing. And people are going to think of me and, oh my goodness. No, I've been cancelled probably 10 times on Instagram. I've been cancelled before cancelling was even a thing. Because I just speak my mind and I'm not afraid to think. But but I don't hurt no one. It's because I speak the way I speak. It's because I'm that confident, you know. But when people actually then, if someone sees this for the first time, they'll be like, he's arrogant, But then when they go and actually do their research, they'll be like, oh, this is actually putting in work. and that's because I can speak like this because I've done the work.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Got the resume.
Yeah.
It's backed up. Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like people need to be a little bit more, because I speak to some people, and then they're like showcasing their talent to me and this and that, but they're so quiet about it. Like, are you mental? What's wrong with you?
This is
what's going on?
This is the problem. And you know the sad thing is, and I don't want to be morbid. People, you can pass at any moment. I've lost friends from when I was a kid, and there's so many people that I've lost. And like, if they just show people what they, you know, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. You're gonna know. Yeah. You're gonna know. You're gonna see it. And it's like, even when I met you for the first time, you saw me working. I'm not just all talk. I'm not just sitting here being like, oh, I can do this. I'm working. Do you know what I mean? To make sure that like I'm working for other people, opportunities. So it's like I can talk like this. So I'm putting in the work.
100%. Yeah. And I completely agree with what you're saying there before. Like in terms of failure, it's like I'm exactly the same. I've never seen failure as failure. It's literally just an opportunity to learn. It's literally, and the thing is as well, the funny thing that people don't get is, the sooner you start, and the sooner you get a head start and start like fucking up and failing, the better, because you're learning what not to do at an earlier stage. Like we've had problems and stuff with like manufacturers and stuff, and we've had problems with like previous business partners and whatever. But we're now like, we're still growing, we're still doing what we need to do, but now we're like, we know not to do that, to not do that, to not do that, and we're definitely not going to do that. But then it's like, okay, cool, we're still growing, we're not absolutely nowhere near where we need to be, because we're going to be the biggest like brand, well, fashion brand and multimedia company in the world. That's what we want. That's what we want.
Amen. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's it. And who could tell you otherwise? That's it. Who could tell you otherwise? But you see, that's what I like, because we don't have enough of that here. We don't have enough of that to, you know, because everyone's, oh, I don't want to be judged and all that, but who cares? The people that say that are not even going to buy into your brand anyway. They're going to just be on Instagram, oh, you're arrogant, you're this, you're that. But then, like, the amount of people who have jumped on my Instagram when I'm posting something positive about myself, to be like, oh, you're such a prick. I look at their Instagram, they literally got a private page.
Yeah.
They've got probably 10 followers.
Like an anime
and they don't
picture.
And they don't even follow me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't follow me, so I'm like, why do I even care about your pic? Like, what? You know, but the problem is, social media has made it so easy for someone somewhere behind the screen to say something to someone big that it's blurred the lines between, because you can't, like, back in the day, you had to say things to people's face, you get a punch in the face. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's made things easy, but I just look, people know how I'm in it. They know that Franklin can talk the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah. And that, people need to overcome those adversities and stuff like that, those issues, like you say, because it's kind of sad, really, because it's like a lot of people are just projecting because they want to be doing what you're doing, or this or that and whatever. It's just a case of driving. I'm sure if you didn't have that mentality, you wouldn't have, like, you know, worked May Race, worked Night, worked with all these companies and done all these things. So, I think that's, it makes sense. But I think we're at time. So if there's any final thoughts?
No, thank you for having me here. I'm good, man. You know, follow me on Instagram at King of Trainers, or Google me, Franklin Boyton at King of Trainers, or wherever you see a lot of stuff about me. I'm good.
Lovely. And hopefully we can get some more content, because we've got some content for you for Retrofest as well.
We appreciate it.
Else will come through.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. I'll let you know about this King of Trainers sample. So we'll let you know about that.
Nice one. All right, nice one. Sweet.
Thank you, man.
Cool.
Cheers.
Catch you later. Decent.